Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Discover the flaky, buttery magic of croissants. Part 1. Who can resist the allure of a fresh, flaky croissant? This iconic French pastry, with its golden, buttery layers, has captured hearts and taste buds across the globe. Its delicate texture and rich flavor make every bite a small piece of heaven. In France, the croissant is more than just a treat, it's a cultural staple, a symbol of the country's culinary prowess. Whether you enjoy it plain, filled with chocolate, or paired with a morning coffee, the croissant's charm is undeniable. But what makes this pastry so special? From its history to the secrets behind its perfect layers, we'll explore why the croissant remains a beloved favorite. Get ready to discover the magic behind this timeless delight. The history of croissants. Croissants are a staple in French bakeries, known for their flakiness and buttery taste. But where did they come from? Early beginnings. The story of the croissant starts not in France, but in Austria. Around the 13th century, Austrian bakers created a simple, crescent-shaped bread called the Kipfel. Made with flour, yeast, butter, and a bit of sugar, these early pastries were much denser than the croissants we know today. In the late 17th century, the Kipfel made its way to France. This happened during the siege of Vienna in 1683, when the Ottoman Turks attempted to take over the city. According to legend, the bakers in Vienna played a crucial role in alerting the city to the enemy's secret tunneling. In celebration of their victory, the Viennese bakers baked Kipfel in the shape of the crescent moon found on the Ottoman flags. When Marie Antoinette, an Austrian princess, married French King Louis XVI, she brought many Austrian customs with her, including the beloved Kipfel. The birth of the French croissant. The croissant, as we know it today, truly began to take shape in France in the 19th century. French bakers added their own twist to the Austrian Kipfel, making the pastry lighter and flakier. One of the key figures in this transformation was Sylvain Claudius Goy, a French baker who is often credited with popularizing the croissant in France. The introduction of laminated dough, which involves folding butter into the dough multiple times to create thin layers, made a huge difference. This process, known as lamination, gave the croissant its signature flaky texture. By the mid-19th century, croissants had become a popular breakfast item in Parisian cafes. French bakeries began offering croissants fresh out of the oven each morning, and they quickly became a symbol of French culinary excellence. Today, croissants are enjoyed worldwide, but their roots remain firmly planted in French culture. From the Kipfel of Austria to the elegant croissants of France, this pastry has a rich and fascinating history that spans centuries and countries. Whether enjoyed on their own or filled with chocolate or almond paste, croissants continue to delight taste buds around the globe. Ingredients of a classic croissant. To create the perfect croissant, you need to start with the best ingredients. Each ingredient plays a crucial role in achieving the flaky, buttery layers that croissants are famous for. Let's dive into the key components that make a classic croissant. Butter. Butter is the heart and soul of a croissant. It's what gives croissants their signature flaky texture and rich flavor. The type of butter you use can make all the difference. High-fat butter. For the best results, use high-fat butter, which typically has a fat content of about 82%. This creates more layers when the dough is folded and rolled. Ensuring flakiness. The method of incorporating butter is called lamination, where butter is layered between dough sheets. This process traps steam when baked, causing the dough to puff up and create those coveted layers. Flavor enhancement. High-quality butter isn't just about texture, it also enriches the flavor, adding depth that margarine or lower-fat butter can't compete with. So, without butter, a croissant wouldn't be the mouth-watering pastry we all love. Flour. The type of flour used in croissant making is equally important in determining the texture and structure of the final product. All-purpose flour. Many recipes call for all-purpose flour because it has a balanced protein content, usually around 10 to 12%. This makes the dough elastic enough to roll out, but strong enough to hold its shape. Bread flour. Some bakers prefer bread flour, which has a higher protein content, about 12 to 14%. This results in a chewier croissant with a bit more structure. Impact on texture. The quality of flour impacts how the dough handles during the lamination process. Low-quality flour can make the dough tear easily, while high-quality flour ensures smooth, elastic dough that holds the butter layers well. Using the right flour isn't just about following the recipe, it's about understanding how different types affect your pastry. When you combine quality butter and the right type of flour, you're well on your way to baking the perfect croissant. The art of making croissants is a blend of science and art, requiring attention to detail and patience. These flaky, buttery pastries are a delight when baked to perfection. Here's a step-by-step guide to mastering the art of croissant making. Dough preparation. The first step in making croissants is preparing the dough. Start by mixing flour, yeast, sugar, and salt in a large bowl. Add milk and water to form a sticky dough. Kneading is crucial here. It develops the gluten, which gives the croissants their structure. Knead the dough for about 10 to 15 minutes until it becomes smooth and elastic. Once kneaded, the dough needs to rest. Cover it with a damp cloth or plastic wrap and let it rise at room temperature for about an hour. This resting time allows the yeast to ferment, giving the dough its necessary rise and flavor. Lamination technique. Lamination is the process of creating those signature layers in a croissant. This involves folding butter into the dough multiple times. Roll out the dough into a large rectangle. Place a sheet of cold butter in the center and fold the dough over it. Roll out and fold the dough 3 times, chilling it in the fridge for 30 minutes between each fold. This process creates thin layers of dough and butter. When baked, the butter melts and creates steam, which helps the layers puff up. Shaping and proofing. After lamination, it's time to shape the croissants. Roll the dough out into a long rectangle and cut it into triangles. Take each triangle, stretch it slightly, and then roll it up from the base to the tip to form a crescent shape. Once shaped, place the croissants on a baking tray. Proofing is essential to ensure they rise properly. Let the croissants sit in a warm, humid environment for about 1 to 2 hours. They should double in size and feel light and airy. Baking. The final step is baking. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius. Bake the croissants for about 20 minutes until they are golden brown and flaky. The high temperature is important to ensure the butter melts and the layers puff up perfectly. Keep an eye on them towards the end to avoid overbaking. Enjoy your homemade croissants fresh out of the oven, with a warm, buttery aroma filling your kitchen. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe.